a completely clean game for y'all, but you come out with the win. I guess just how do you kind of grade the way your team performed today?
Well, in terms of grading, I got to wait till I watch film on it. Winning ain't easy. All right, half the teams in the country today are lost and are disappointed. So we're going to enjoy this one and celebrate this one. And I told the players I could not be more proud of the way they came out and attacked from the opening kick. Frankly, I don't think we had good enough plans. I didn't have a good enough game plan as a coach. So that's my fault. If those guys can come out and play like that, the way they did for 4 quarters, because there was every opportunity to quit or to throw in the towel, and players overcame my coaching in this game, and so they earned it. Like I said, players win games. So I'm incredibly proud of the resiliency of this football team.
Steve.
Coach, you go down the first drive and you didn't get points, but the next thing you look at it's 14-0. What maybe did you see that they did that kind of slowed things down offensively for you?
Oh, I mean, they started stopping the run a little bit better, and they were getting a pass rush at times when we did drop back to push the ball down the field a little bit. So I mean, give them all the credit in the world. When you're down 4 turnovers to nothing in the margin in the first half, it is very easy as a football team to throw in the towel and just accept defeat, and they did not do that. And that's credit to the players in that locker room from Arizona, Coach Fish and his staff. They did a tremendous job of fighting the whole game. We knew it was going to be a 60-minute football game. It actually ended up being more than that, and I guess it was fitting it came down to a scramble. But yeah, credit to them. They kept playing. When you got good players who keep playing, you give everybody a chance, just like our guys did.
Coach, we saw them kind of get some explosive plays through the passing game. What do you think was kind of the cause of that?
Now, obviously, the quarterback's extremely mobile, right? And so he's really good at buying time. He does it in every game they play, and then obviously that triggers scramble mechanics. And if if a guy gets free, he's really good at finding them. And so we got to go back and evaluate as coaches and figure out where the breakdowns were. Figure out whether we were calling the right stuff in those situations, but I'm really proud of the defense. They had every opportunity. To throw in the towel or not chase the ball hard, and sure enough, we were on them all week about pursuit. The game came down to one play pursuit. And pursuit made all the difference in the world right there. And so couldn't be more proud of the team right now.
We saw DeCarlos into the game in the second half, didn't play a whole lot in the first half. What kind of went in the decision to, give him most of the reps in the second half? And, obviously came up with a big play late in that fourth quarter. What did you kind of make of his performance there too?
Oh yeah, we've been rolling multiple corners, and so when he got his chances, he performed well. So he gets more plays. And, yeah, you want to be deep at corner, because the way the teams are throwing it nowadays, you better have more than just 2 to run out there. So. Like I said, I'll have to watch his performance. I'll have to watch to see exactly how he graded on tape. But it's good to know we got 3 corners we can throw out there.
Marks.
Coach, your defense gave up a lot of yards, but they made the plays every time they needed to make the plays. About 5 turnovers. Just talk about the fact, even up to that last play of the game, your defense stepping up and making the plays when they needed to make those plays, including those turnovers.
Yeah, like I said, I think I pretty much beat a dead horse here about the players' resiliency. You look at that drive in the first half. I think it was an 18-play drive. Gets down to 4th and 2 right there, or something on the goal line, and they have a really good play on. It's actually a version of the same play that we tried against them, and the same result happened for both teams, right? A DB comes up, is disciplined with his eyes and tracks his man, and tackles the ball carrier and forces a fumble, right? So it's really easy on defense now. You don't have success in the first couple sets of downs. Shoot, that's going to end up in points. 18 plays down the field, and to have a goal line stand, that says something about the character of the guys you got. And so, yeah, that game, the second half turned into, it was up and down the field. But it ain't points until it's in the end zone or it's through the uprights. And so it's play the next play mentality, and you always got a chance.
Justin.
Zach, when you look at those turnovers, obviously both you graduate senior, Jack graduate senior, Sean Preston graduate senior. How big is that experience for them in a game like this when at times the defense was on their heels and those types of guys were able to come up with big plays?
I think that's probably a good comparison. I mean, we gave up some plays or had some mistakes or miscues, guys, first year in the defense. And so I guess you could make a pretty convincing argument that age and experience helps. I think almost every turnover was a senior or a veteran guy. And so hopefully they decide to play like that every game.
Paul.
Coach Will ended up throwing 3 touchdown passes, but only had 17 pass attempts in the game. Was that more what Arizona was doing defensively? You guys kind of went run heavy there, or what were you seeing there?
No, I just think that the way that first half played out. We have a really good drive to open it. I decided to go for 2 down there. I obviously could have took the points, but I was just thinking, hey, if you don't get it, you got them back there, the 2-yard line or even tighter. You like your defensive chances defending that long of the field. And then the way that some of the turnovers went, you're in short fields, where obviously route spacing is tighter. As field shrinks, being able to run the ball effectively is really beneficial. We had that 18-play drive, and I kind of, told Coach Barbay and the offense, hey, listen, our defense needs a blow. And so that became very much a eat the clock up, try to run the ball and get the defense wind back in because we knew we were going to have to defend another possession before the end of the half. And so just the way the momentum of the game went, when you find yourself in some of those situations, it became a run-heavy game. We'll go back and look at it and see if we missed some opportunities for some shot plays, and that's how this thing works. We got to be accountable for everything, so we'll take a look at it.
Steve.
Coach, late in ball games, the clock's not going to run out. They're not going to give it to you. Somebody has to make a play. And it seemed like Jeff was the guy that really stepped up. I know on that first and 10, he had the big play where he knifed through there, made it 2nd and 13. But especially your linebacker group, it seems like every time you needed something big to happen, they were there. Could you assess kind of their play as a unit?
Yeah, I mean, we got the 2 veterans obviously who, we don't really even let them come off the field, so they don't even have an option, right? And so, I'm sure they had great games. I'm sure there's some plays that they'll be disappointed about, but veterans, guys who battle-tested guys who know what it takes to play a 60-minute game and even then some. It's good to have that. It's good to have that because they provide leadership to everyone else there on the sideline.
With Kyle there, you mentioned you guys had the field opportunity late in the first half.
With who?
With Kyle Ferry. He comes back and makes that kick there, in the 4th quarter. I guess just what do you think of the way he bounced back as a true freshman to come back and get points after a miss?
I think it's the whole team. I mean, there's plenty of teams out there, guys, to have that success in the first half. Have that kind of turnover margin, and then for it not to be a runaway. That the way that the momentum shifted. There's plenty of teams out there who fold and find a way to lose that game. All right, so I could not be more proud of our players. In every phase of the game, they made the plays necessary to win the game. All right, so whether it's a freshman kicker bouncing back after his first miss, the defense getting a stop when it mattered most after they've been able to find some plays and move it down the field, the offense. Right, it ain't easy to score a touchdown down there in the red zone when you get a holding penalty on 1st and 10. Now you're 1st and 20, all right? But to make them play, we got some really resilient football players, all right? And I could not be prouder of the way they continued to fight all the way till the end, and that's what made the difference in the game. Players making plays.
Talk about that 1st and 20 and a player making plays. Jeff Pittman there. Just talk about what he was able to do. I know Woody gets a lot of talk, deservedly so, in that running back room, but what a play there at the end.
It's a physical running back. He ain't easy to break down. Right? I'm kind of partial to running backs with thick thighs, so it hurts at the tackle, and he's kind of one of them guys. So it was a big time play because he broke a tackle, and it's either going to be I think that was 2nd and 13, if I remember correctly. Right? He gets hit kind of right about there towards the line of scrimmage. So now you're looking 3rd and 13. In overtime, that's not a very good spot to be in. Breaks the tackle, takes it for a touchdown. Great play by him.
got time for two more.
And obviously Lyman got out and picked up some other blocks.
Coach, you mentioned Ferry, but special teams as a unit seem to make some big plays and kind of control the field position a little bit. How would you kind of assess the coverage units and special team, punting, everything as a unit tonight?
Yeah, when we had to cover kicks, obviously we did a really nice job. Then we kind of challenged them, hey, you got a stronger leg than you think, just kick it out of the end zone. Started kicking touchbacks. I don't believe we had to cover, actually tackle a punt, you know. Punter did a good job of hanging it up there to where it forced fair catches. You talk about momentum plays, but you get a 3-and-out coming out of halftime. And then Xavier takes it back for probably, 15, 20-yard return, maybe more than that. All right, that is a huge momentum play, which I think we scored just a couple plays later. All right, to make it back to a 14-point game. Very nice job by special teams tonight. And then obviously made the kick when it mattered most there in overtime.
Last one right here.
What sort of things are you going to work on this week to specifically clean up and fine-tune the offense before they're ready to take on LSU next week?
Well, I mean, obviously we have to look at what schemes LSU runs, right? And are they the same exact schemes that Arizona runs? I mean, we've got to finish drives. Right? We did have an opportunity there in that first half after some of them turnovers. You do have an opportunity to break the game open and really create some huge momentum. And for whatever reason, we just were a hair off and either missed the throw or didn't quite hit the seam right or didn't block things cleanly enough. But let's give credit to Arizona too now. Right? I mean, they got good football players. They did a nice job in the transport. They got some big guys up front. But we're going to face a lot of big guys up front in this league, obviously, as you well know. And so we'll watch it on tape and we'll figure out, are we calling the right plays? Are we getting the balls to the right guys in the right situations? And we'll go from there. Same thing you do in all phases.
All right, thanks everyone.
Hey, thank you, Hail State.